I'm Steve Kafka. I've been a pinstriper for 40 years. I've come up with my own style of pinstriping. Most people have used Dutch as influence, and I didn't feel that was fair, so I came up with my own style of pinstriping. I have my own pinstriping brushes, but I've pretty much dedicated my life to the art of pinstriping. And you have to acknowledge Von Dutch. He was the first person to stripe a hot rod or stripe a motorcycle. A fellow came in with a hot rod, and he had rushed the paint job, and he had grinder marks, and they were semi-crescents. And he said, "Can you fix that for me?" And Dutch said, "Well, hell, let me lay a line over one side, and then I'll match it to the other side, and then I'll work out from that design." And he did that, and that's where it all started. He elaborated from there and built a reputation for himself. He didn't care about money. He was more interested in the art. Von Dutch was the first. He was the originator of modern pinstriping. He's the first guy that just didn't do a pin line down the side of a Model A. He brought it into design and used that design to have a massive following. He's considered the father of the custom culture. And that's not so much younger hot rodders, but just people that are die-hard hot rodders, die-hard motorcycle enthusiasts. They all respect him, and they all respect his name and what he did. The bus in itself is significant because it started here. He lived in this bus. He would stripe things right outside the bus. This was at many locations, California, Arizona, several different places in Arizona. He came and lived here for several years. I asked what they were going to do with the bus, the people that bought it at the Barrett-Jackson, and they said, "We're going to sell it. What do you think of it?" And I asked them, "Do you know what you have?" And they said, "Not really, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, from my point of view, hot rods, custom motorcycles, you have Tutankhamun's tomb and the Holy Grail all wrapped into one. This is like a sanctuary. It's like a sacred place for pinstripers. Every pinstriper that's helped on the inside of this bus feels Dutch's presence." And it can get a little eerie, but you can feel movement in here sometime, and be very aware that Dutch was here. We just had an appraisal done by a fellow named Rick McLash, who does work for Lloyd's of London. He spent a week appraising this. And I asked Rick, I said, "Do you know who Von Dutch was, and do you know what this is?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And he said it with such a reverence that I trusted him. He worked a week and a half and took pictures and really did a lot of research. And after six years of hard work and 7 years of owning this bus, he said, "If I ever sold this bus for less than $5 million, I'd be crazy." You know, it's the kind of project that you could work on forever. The more little pieces that come available, you put them in. I have knives and guns that we've reproduced. The gun he actually did the gun, but the knives we've reproduced, and where we've deemed it necessary, have reproduced things that look exactly like the photographs that we've had. This was at every movie set that Steve McQueen ever did, except for Papillon in French Guiana. It's kind of a shrine to Von Dutch. If anybody has a Von Dutch museum, this would be a tremendous addition to what you've done. All the tools in the workshop are in here. It's a full machine shop. He did welding and grinding and buffing, and he built beautiful guns. He built beautiful knives. I used to auction his knives off. I was the auctioneer for the Rat Pink Reunion for 11 years with Big Daddy Roth. And I'm very well aware of the value of everything. And we want to perpetuate this and show the younger generation, people that are coming up, or people that perhaps never heard of Von Dutch or thought he was a Southern California clothing designer. He rode motorcycles, he built motorcycles, he helped build hot rods. You've seen recently on American Pickers where they found one of his motorcycles. But a lot of people hold him in extremely high esteem. I'm one of them. I knew him and have gotten to know him better since he passed away, unfortunately, by being in the bus and feeling what went on in here. And I hope you all get a chance to see this bus and see inside of it.